97 years and 167 rugby matches unite Maritzburg College and Glenwood High School, who have been traversing the distance between Maritzburg and Durban since 1921 for this intercity schools match. This is the first of the 2018 series of Premier Interschools Rugby. It's the 6th year of Premier Interschools Rugby, bringing you the highest quality of South African rugby matches from across the land. As you can see, the weather is fantastic today. The sun has been shining brightly all day, but there has been rain recently, meaning that conditions underfoot have proven to be slightly damp. However, that has not taken away from the quality of rugby we have seen already today. The second team of Glenwood running past Maritzburg by a healthy margin of 54 points to 13 as a result of a red card to Maritzburg. And looking at the Glenwood High School lineup, you should be very intimidated if you are an opposition player. They have 13 players that have represented their province at under 18 level, 3 for SA Schools, 4 for Craven Week and 6 for Academy Week when all of their players are available. So watch out for them. Maritzburg College is led by their number 8, Ntutuko Nkuno, who played in the Craven Week just last year. They also have 4 players from Grant Como, the under 16 equivalent of Craven Week. So they're looking towards the future with the likes of Miovasa and others in their lineup, including Wandile Khlope. They've played 167 matches, these two sides, and recently Glenwood have been dominating the last 15 years. But as you can see, before that, it was a tale of Maritzburg domination, and Glenwood have a long way to go to bring that record back to even. Those are the Glenwood boys packing into the stands. There's going to be some healthy noise right here at the Goldstones field in Maritzburg this afternoon. We also have the Maritzburg boys over there on Basher Ridge, and watch out for what happens there. Every time a try is scored, you will see quite a spectacle of Bashers flying into the air. Alongside me in the commentary box today, I have a man who played 3 years at Sharks Rugby, and so should know the region. Gobani, how do you do?
Oh, too well, mate. I'm fine. It's all good to see these two sides. They're coached by 2 former College Rovers coaches, Kevin Smith, and you got Derek Heiberg for Glenwood. And Kevin Smith, who captained the side in 1985, one of the best sides from college. We had Jeremy Thompson in that side, Joel Stransky. They went on to go beat great college. Big rivalry again here. The Green Machine are coming into town here in Maritzburg. College on the other side. Maybe looking forward to this game. I was just speaking to one of the coaches who's coaching down at Westfield, Carlo Di Falvo, the former Italian international. He was talking about the two sides because these teams have already started their season, and he was thinking that Glenwood might just fancy themselves against college. But they're down here at Goldstones, and it doesn't get any easier. To other teams, it's the graveyard.
Well, for Glenwood's sake, they'll be hoping that's not the case today. They've had a very good record recently. They finished 10th in the country last year with 14 wins and 4 losses. A very good year. One of the star players in that year was JJ van der Mescht, who has unfortunately been left out of the 3rd camp for the under-20 squad. As we have images of the Glenwood lads getting ready for the arrival of the players. Here comes the Green Machine onto Goldstones Field in Maritzburg. That's their captain, Runako Brainart. Not only captain of the team, but head boy of his school. Plenty will be expected of him today. The number 13, Conan Lafleur, is a powerhouse player. Made SA Schools last year. He's another man to keep your eye on.
I'm looking forward to see how this side go on this year. They're led by Runako Brainard. And this is the side from college. Ntutuko Nkuno, another head boy who's captaining his side. That's a pity. He's the only under-19 player on the side, so he can't go to the Craven Week. He might be joining the Natal or the Sharks on the 19 side as the year goes on. But what a spectacle. And this is what it's all about. Schoolboy rugby. All the sing-songs and all the players really going and showing what they're capable of. And that's Damien Fonet. He'll be our referee. Our school song will be sung here. Lots of proud old boys to be watching these players. John Allen comes into mind for the Glenwood. Warren Whiteley. In college, with 2 World Cup fly halves who've won the World Cup for South Africa, Butch James and Joel Stransky,
Captain Green, you
were
ready?
pupils of the school.
Not a bad record. 3
Captain, you ready?
from Glenwood are currently SuperSport employees, Kobani. We are underway in the opening match of the Premier Interschools series for 2018. The red, black and white of Maritzburg receiving it immediately onto the attack. Yeah, it's fallen loose from the hands
No advantage. Lost forward.
of Gary Lassier, who appears to have changed jerseys with Wandile Klope, and it will be a scrum down Glenwood to start the match off.
The pass was good, just on the contact. As he hits there, his hand sort of pops the ball out. Now have to reset the game by the scrum.
Crouch.
Jaden Hendricks played all the Sharks Craven Week last year.
Okay, let's get up.
Ended up making the
Yeah,
SA
just
school
manage the
side
space,
as
guys.
well.
Make sure we don't go forward before the hit.
Well, he's a versatile player. He can play 9 or 10.
Glenwood happened to have a South African schools player on the bench, in
let's go,
Jordan
boys.
Clark, as well as a Craven Week player on the bench, and number 21, Dylan Pretorius.
Reinhard
Crouch.
Jonker, his dad is here. He's a TMO.
Bind. Sit.
One of the highly rated referees.
Hendricks feeds.
Stay.
Good solid set from Glenwood. They appear to have
Sat.
full control of the scrum battle there. Immediately trying a backline move, popped onto the boot by Hendricks. That's straight into the arms of Maritzburg.
Hold steady.
And that was Ethan
Hold.
Hoyer,
Step, step.
number 15 for Maritzburg, taking it into the contact. He played first team last year. Simamane. Scrum off from Maritzburg, gets it away to Keegan Collier, who seeks the touchline, and great pace from Ace Vandazira to get on the end of that, but eventually into touch. Quickly taken, knocked on, scrum down Maritzburg.
Lost forward, yeah.
That is Jaden Hendricks, South African schools representative, as mentioned.
Look at the ground, yeah, I think we should just move in a bit. Okay, we'll just have a scrum, yeah.
This game is yet to get going, really, Kobani. Let's look at the highlights.
Oh, it's a great chase there from Ace Zanaviza. And it's a quick line out again. Schoolboy rugby, boys are always willing to play. You can only encourage that.
So it makes schoolboy rugby also entertaining.
Bind. Sit.
Just beyond the halfway line, Maritzburg with their first chance to get onto the attack. Simamane, Collier, Van der Walt. The cut back onto the inside, but losing the handle was Nkondlo Khadebe. Wasting no time on Glenwood, putting it down, but a small knock-on from George Luzolo as he tried to put it down and pick it up. Very clever thinking, just not the right execution.
Yeah, lost forward.
Ball protection, all is key. So didn't have the, and it just ripped out of his hands and Nkondlo Khadebe. It's a scrum now for Glenwood. It's a middle scrum, but options on either side of the scrum. See how the defense from college, it's all about how the Glenwood boys line up with their back line.
Sit.
Maritzburg look to be absorbing the pressure, but only that at scrum time so far. Glenwood attacking down the right-hand side. Good hands, but just drifting towards the touchline and eventually welcomed over that touchline. Jean Roux, number 14 for Glenwood.
Joe Janis, the fullback, coming onto the line. I felt he was a bit deep for my liking. And he was in the 5 meter. He should have tried and kept the ball in hand. Run out to college.
Throwing into the line-out is number 7, Brandon Nell, in an interesting turn of events for Maritzburg. Diving onto the player, unfortunately.
One didn't pull.
On the 5.
Not even Trotter there. Hitting the player on the ground and hit him around the neck. Penalty. Jaden Hendricks will seek for the touchline.
Safe touch made by Hendrickson.
Well competed on the line out from Glenwood. That's what the penalty was for. It was above the shoulder.
Almost over exuberance, quickly taken by Glenwood, and Hendrickson gets it out to the back line. That is a good strong run from the head boy, Brainard, captain of the side. Hendrickson to clear. Glenwood gaining some momentum. The inside ball from Jonker. Could not find a hand of a fellow player. Hendrickson goes left again. Knocked on just as he was cutting through the gap. Conan Lafleur. Troubling signs for Maritzburg early on. 5 minutes in, it's a scrum down to Maritzburg in their own 22.
I can see that relationship that Lafleur has with Jonker. They played centers together for the Craven side. Came a bit hard onto the ball, which was not sympathetic enough. Just needed a bit of flight. Knocked it on, but what a challenging line, and you can see he's a sturdy built fella. Conan Lafleur.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Struggling to contain the Glenwood scrum. Now Maritzburg travelling backwards, but they cannot drive beyond 1.5 meters in schoolboy rugby.
I need you to stay bound at the scrum, okay? You can't come through the side.
Trying to decipher the call here. It is going to be another scrum down to Maritzburg, but the Glenwood boys are understandably pumped up about that performance in the scrum.
It was a great scrum from Glenwood. Almost a tight head there. Tabi Somgletje, the tight head, was looking forward. He's looking forward to the scrum with Ruan Olivier. And he got Wilson there
Sit!
on the front row of Glenwood.
And the call very clear. Penalty against Maritzburg. It appeared to be for hands in the scrum. Somebody just trying to hook the ball back with a hand there, perhaps.
Yeah, it's feeling the pressure from Glenwood. Glenwood really got the bit amongst the teeth now. Want to put their physicality and their presence in that scrum. Spartu, they're losing his footing there, and that's why the referee sort of showed that he went straight down to the ground. Right in that corner.
Right in that corner indeed. A massive opportunity for Glenwood early on. Ruan Olivier to feed the line out. Up goes the number 4, Werner Kutsia, or it looks like it may be Lunga Ngube who received that.
It's a good save, but Wandile Sloppe has got the ball.
Over the top and stealing it brilliantly. What a crucial time for Maritzburg. And the clearance comes from Keegan Collier. Living on the edge right now, Maritzburg.
You happy with the charge down there?
It's good work from College. They dropped. Oh, it was a quick sack, which was an immediate sack. And look at this. He's got all the rights to the ball. He's standing up on his feet. Now it's all about power. And he wrestles the ball away from Olivier.
Still an attacking opportunity for Glenwood on the 22-meter line of Maritzburg right now. Standing right in front of the Maritzburg fans. So let Maritzburg put into the line-out, though.
Hold there. He doesn't work yet. Take a shift open.
Brandon Nell.
Trying to open up the space here. College is closing their own gap.
Number 7, yes, throwing into the line-out.
Still their ball for charge down. Yeah. Okay, I just need you guys off the mark a little bit.
Interesting, of course.
Yeah, Dega Mewis is not the man who's throwing in the ball, but they trust of Brendan now.
Nell again to the back this time, not cleanly taken by the captain Gunu. And the other captain for Glenwood, Brainard, capitalizes, space on the right. That is a wonderful spot tackle coming out of the line and making a difference. Anele Nzimande. Glenwood on the attack still, Hendrickson. It's been all Glenwood early on. That's a good, powerful run from George Luzolo. And now Glenwood look to unleash their back line. Jonker, the number 10, sends it. He's back on it on the loop. Looking for support, just could not get that pass away to Joe Jonas. But they retain the ball. Hendrickson marshalling his troops, very tall for a scrum half. Ruan Olivier tries to get through the line with a powerful run, but he's put on his heels. Look at that run from Werner Kutsia. That is pure power, knocking the man back and getting Glenwood on the front foot. Spreading the ball wide is Jonker. Has it gone to hand? Yes, it has, and it's the captain, but he cannot get it over the line. Runako Brainard has been thwarted at the last. Great defense from Maritzburg. This match is heating up.
That was brave defensively from College, from the outside center. That's a massive pass. Good run from Kutsia, getting over the gain line. The ball was on onto the outside. Look at this work now. It's a Monday. And here, they put in the tackle and the ball is lost in contact. Great defense from College. They haven't had possession, they haven't had the territory. But they've got loads and in spades in terms of heart and determination and the grit on their side. Look at that percentage.
It's hard to believe they've had that much ball already. Severely on the defense.
Tutorial, Glenwood coming up ace.
It's a tough number for Maritzburg to look at.
All I want from you two is just a bind. Okay, no shoving just yet, just a bind on bind, okay?
Plenty of noise coming from the Glenwood scrum. They've had the upper hand. Maritzburg under pressure here on their own try line. They kind of cannot afford to give another penalty away, as they did at the previous scrum. You need to hook the ball quickly, seeing as you can only be driven back 1.5 meters. So the quicker you hook the ball, the better chance you have of getting it out the back.
Channel 1 ball. Hooker has to put that ball in between his loose head prop.
Okay, gents, last time I'm going to talk to you guys about
quick
spacing
one
now.
to the back.
Next one's going to get penalised, okay?
Trying to
So
look
if you
to
got
play
spacing,
on
make sure you
with
got your bind. Let's go.
the locks.
New rugby laws, of course, making sure there's a gap between the front rows before they engage this year.
Bind! Sit.
That appears to be an acceptable set.
Hold down the far
Maritzburg have held up
Step
well
back.
this time. Under pressure still as Sima Mane gets it away.
Leave it now,
He's trying to get themselves some space from the try line. That run was from Khadebe. Sima Mane back to Collier.
Okay.
And once again, he's forced to clear his lines just about to the 22-meter line of Maritzburg. And just a little bit of room to breathe. The wry smile on the kid's face.
Okay, time off.
He's competing hard there, the captain onto that rack. Brainard. Head boy of Glenwood High.
Time's back on.
Green machine. Fully free with the ball now.
Another line on for Glenwood in an attacking position so early in this match. They're running with their props in the midfield now. That was Mkleche. And the handoff was to Luzolo to ground now. Hendrickson looks to the left again. Glenwood are charging for the line. It's a good, powerful run from JC Conradi. Hendrickson drifting left. Looking for spaces, but the Maritzburg defense continues to be a brick wall. Keeping this green machine at bay. Hendrickson, he pops it off to Luzola once more. Prominent ball runner for Glenwood. Trying to power his way over the line, but he's been lifted off the ground. More called. Maritzburg can take this to ground and get themselves a scrum feed, and that's precisely what they do. More spectacular defense, but it is all Glenwood in the early runnings.
Well, this is going to be big psychologically for Maritzburg College. They've lost it at 12 minutes, defending their try line, and it's been about everyone putting in their weight. Look at that. Slotte, prominent in that, holding the man up, getting half of them do that.
Okay, let's leave him, let's go. Short ball.
It's a turnover ball. Yes, they're under siege, but they're handling it pretty well.
Crouch! One! Bind!
Glenwood will feel like they have to score here.
All sorts of movement in the back line. Conan LaFleur was about to go and stand at fly up, but eventually it's Luzolo who picks up from the back. Tight head scrum there from Glenwood. Hendrickson is looking for short runners. Those are all dummy runners, and JC Conradi is the man who receives. JC Conradi beats two. He's over. He scores. JC Conradi opens the scoring for Glenwood.
Sustained pressure here. Hendrickson looking out for his center, stepping, and he carries the ball. Look at the leg drop from the young man. Under the post he goes. Glenwood profit from being inside the 22 of Maritzburg College for the last 12 minutes.
This is Jaden Hendrickson, number 9. He has the responsibilities of goal kicking for Glenwood. Simple enough. Straight over the posts. 7-0 Glenwood lead.
Well, was good work. The ball was recycled from Lozolo, who took the ball up from the scrum, and then it was JC Conradi using his power, placing the ball under the post, making it easy for Hendrikse to convert. 7-0, they're in the lead now, Glenwood.
Maritzburg taking the time to get back to the halfway line. This will be their first real opportunity to get into the Glenwood half. Collier gets us back underway. Reasonably deep kick taken by Lafleur, and Hendrikse out the back of the hand. Trouble though! Great interception and almost intercepted again by Glenwood. But this is an enormous attacking opportunity for Maritzburg. Certainly the first time they've been down in the 22-meter line of Glenwood.
Oh, it's a bit loose here from the most experienced players in the side. Lafleur giving the ball to Hendrikse. Would have loved to keep the ball in hand, Jacques van der Vaart, so he can recycle, because they were way behind the vantage line and his team was on the front foot. Tried the intercept from Jean Roux. JC Conradi knocking it on. Now we step with the scrum.
Sit!
Can Maritzburg secure their own ball this time? They can, and Sima Mane pulls off. Lifted to his captain, Nguno. Out the back of the hand. Does find a man, breaking away, and he's going to go all the way over the line. Jacques van der Vaart capitalizes for Maritzburg.
Jacques van der Vaart answers the challenge put up on his by his opposite number. And Kudu here comes off with the chicken wing. But look at the pickup, and then after that, just the straight, the handoff. Had the ball in the right hand, using his left for a handoff. Great try, good response from College. They're right back in it.
The very first opportunity that Maritzburg College have been presented with, they've taken with both hands. Beating the defender and getting over the line, Jacques van der Vaart. He played in the Grand Coma week last year. He's one of the young players that will be playing for Maritzburg College first team next year, should everything go his way. It's Collier. That kick has not gone according to plan, and the scoreline is 7 points to Glenwood and 5 to Maritzburg College.
Including the offloading the ball in contact does well. Look at that handoff and power from the young man. No one in front of him. Jacques van der Vaart scores a first try for the College. Look how pumped he is. Derby, Rugby, all is good.
Kick off from Hendrikse. It is extremely high and hanging. No pressure on the receiver, however. Sima Mane is forced to take it back right into the heart of the Glenwood defense for a brave run. On the 22-meter line is where they have been stopped. The pick and go from Spa Dube, the man who played Academy Week just last year. Maritzburg looking for a far more constructive exit. They want to get some distance, at least to the halfway line. This one is straight down the center of the field, and it provides Glenwood with an attacking opportunity of notes. Joe Jonas is the man who begins the run. Number 15 for the Green Machine. Hendrikse in familiar position now. Glenwood attacking the Maritzburg 22-meter line. This has been ripped in the tackle and chucked back to his player by Jacques van der Vaart. The spirit is inside of them, but that man has been flattered. Ethan Hoyer. Maritzburg continue their attack through their right wing ace as Van der Zira. Eventually into touch. Oh, no touch found. It's still in play, and Maritzburg are coming at them. Dagen Miervasa working it on the right side here. That is a great leg drive. Maritzburg working their way up to the halfway line. Sima Mane with a box kick. That has not gone further than 2 meters, and it is brilliantly taken under pressure by Hendrikse to secure ball for Glenwood. Disappointing end to a positive attacking move for Maritzburg College. Hendrikse is pulling in some protection in the form of his flyer for the box kick. That box kick has also not gone a great distance, probably about 7 or 8 meters on that one, but this one has come back on the side of Glenwood. Hendrikse again, this time with the left. Cover there for Maritzburg, but had some defenders running up on him. Took a look up, Sima Mane, and knocked the ball on.
Well, Hendrikse decided to take the game by the scruff of the neck with his kicking play, and it's just transferring pressure Simeon Martin had so many players running at him, he could hear the footsteps. Knocking that ball on. Just transferring pressure was Hendrickson, showing the experience that he has. His kick was high enough, gave enough time for his chasers to get underneath it.
Crouch.
Put the pressure back onto College.
Sit.
And there is plenty of pressure on College right now. Being stuck in their own 22, never mind their own half for the majority of the match. Glenwood on attack now, they're suspiciously forward, and Conan Lafleur once again is called back from a likely try. 7 points to 5 after 20 minutes. 35-minute halves, of course, in schoolboy rugby. So Glenwood really need to start taking advantage of the opportunities.
Well, Lafleur is coming over on the unders line all the time, attacking the inside shoulder of his defender. And just alarming signs for College, especially for Nkondlo Khadebe. He has to line inside his player, make sure that he gives him one side to beat him.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Feed from Simamane.
Cranking.
Different call this time, scrumming in on the far side. Would appear to be the call from our referee, Mr. Varney. Hendrickson appears to be having a shot at goal.
No, too bad. It's from this bind, you can see his arm coming in that way, makes the scrum collapse, losing out that stability.
Okay, the problem is
and this is good captaincy from the way side team.
Thanks, man.
Brainard decides that, you know what, let's reward the forwards from the pressure that they put on and preferable position that they're in.
Hendrickson obliges and adds the 3 points, 10 points to 5. Glenwood lead Maritzburg College. Oh, Kobani Maritzburg did have one match before this to begin their season. They played St. Charles last weekend in the Peter Maritzburg Day event. Meanwhile, Glenwood, this is their first real match of the season, perhaps some rest in the Glenwood players.
Well, Glenwood played a few chuckers down at Ellis Park just before the game with the Sunwolves against the Sharks. So they've had a few, I guess, trial games on their side.
Deep kickoff, good pressure from Maritzburg. They want to keep Glenwood pinned down here outside the 22-meter line, but that is immediately nullified. And a barnstorming run from their captain, Brainard. Conan Lafleur does pick up on the loose ball. That is a fine pass on the inside to the man in motion, Jean Roux. Big lanky winger that he is. Taking Glenwood once again right outside the 22-meter line of College. Kick across. Good running onto this, but it has gone directly into touch here. Two men on the outside, not a bad idea. That from Reinhard Jonker.
Well, you wish that the call came from the outside in that way to anticipate the run or the kick. And this is the injury to Renica Baynard, the captain, from that offload that he put out there to Conan Lafleur.
Back.
Seemed to have hurt his arm.
But possibly a lingering one from earlier on. Anyway, the captain of Glenwood is off the field. Loose ball here, and Hendrickson capitalizes on it. Great initiative shown. Grub it through this time by JC Conradi. Right to the corner, putting pressure on Maritzburg. Trying to fight his way back over the line, but he did put his feet into touch. The number 15 for College, Ethan Hoyer.
Okay, we got bodies lineouts formed.
Great decision-making from JC Conradi, putting on the pressure back onto College with a little grabber. Captain, lots of attention. Sounds like he's in good hands. The medics seem to have got a bit of a shot on his arm.
As the line-out is taken by Ruan Olivier. Hendrickson gets it out to the Glenwood back line. They're looking to test on the outside now. Cutting back on the inside, Jean Roux, a powerful 14.
Leave it 6 black.
Told to leave it now, Maritzburg, but they've kept their hands on the ball, and as such, it is a penalty to Glenwood. It's about 6 meters out from the Maritzburg line. It's been a tale of domination in this first half for the away side. They're going for a shot at the posts again. Want to put some distance between themselves and Maritzburg College.
Just accumulating points. JC Conradi prominent with his ball carrying. 2 players over the ball. It's a rack, no hands in that rack. Counter-racking will be in a better proposition for College.
Perfect, thank you.
Penalised there was Pigney.
Hendrickson, yet another very simple effort. Puts it directly over the bar. Another 3 points to Glenwood. They lead by 13 points to 5.
Now scoreboard pressure now starting to loom to College. Glenwood doing so well every time they get into the 22 of Maritzburg College. They're putting on the points. And Collier will kick off from here.
Collier once again launching it high, this time just outside the 22-meter line for the great pressure from Maritzburg, finally paying dividends. We have word from the touchline that captain of Glenwood, their number 6 and head boy Runako Breinart, has broken his thumb and as such will not be returning to the field of play. Very unfortunate, and we hope he heals up as quickly as possible, Mr. Breinart. Back to the rugby now, Maritzburg with ball in hand. They're approaching the halfway line. This will be far more positive for them, finally getting some ball in hand on their home ground with about 10 minutes left to play in the first half. Collier had to take that one over his head. Eventually his men outside overrunning him, and that kick is spectacular. Under pressure, he has improvised and found a brilliant touch inside the 22-meter line of Glenwood.
Well, Collier had a ball in the string there. Keegan looked over the fullback, Joe Jonas, and he put it right behind him. Great territory kick.
Yeah, no, you need another person. You need another person in the line out. Thrower and 2 players.
So we have some more walking wounded among the Glenwood number.
Anybody can
this
jump
is
in the line,
Lunga
he's
Ngube,
behind
a
play,
man who played Academy Week just last year. Academy Week, of course.
Stay.
Academy Week runs concurrent with the Craven Week and essentially is the B teams of the provinces.
Leave it, Black! Leave it! Leave it!
Hendrickson finally under pressure in his own 22, but there's no problem for him. A lone look pass almost going awry from Reinhard Jonker out to his left wing, Sianda Tlele, who eventually puts his foot into touch.
Oh, Reinhard Jonker has shown that he's got the skills, he's got the delicate passing.
We'll have the scrum option, green ball.
And there is Slavitt, who's come on for Brainard, the captain. Freddie Slavitt.
Yeah.
You have to feel for Captain Runako Brainard. Must be
Where's your lock?
the number 1 match you do not want to go off the field in. The one that's being televised on your World of Champions when you're leading your team.
Okay, tightens off, locks down.
Oh, Lunga Ngube, the man got a bit of pain on his back. And now he's on the floor.
Kamal, do we have an injury replacement for the lock that's down?
And it could be an injury replacement for him. I don't think the coaches sort of planned for that.
Absolutely not. Obviously a difficult situation in schoolboy rugby as well. Choosing your subs, many of them having played for the second team just a few moments ago. They're going to have to make their way onto the field. That's never the best feeling, especially when it's a cold day. This is warm today. To get off that bench when you're hurting from the second team match and take to the field for the first team match.
I don't think anyone wants to play 200 minutes of rugby.
True enough, Kulbani, true enough. Oh, the Glenwood man picking himself up off the ground. Lunga Ngube.
Oh, he's tough, he's strong. Get in there, boy.
Making his way back to the play. Very good to see the brave young man crossing the field. Academy Week player for KZN. Among many players, 13 in the Glenwood squad this year that played under 18 level, have been represented by their province at under 18 level.
Oh, well appreciated by the Green Machine fans there.
Wonderful support on that side of the field.
Bind. Set.
Behind the scrum right now, you can see the Glenwood boys supporting their team. And further down are the Maritzburg supporters, and Hendrickson with another box kick or up and under that has really not gone according to plan. Too much height and not enough distance so far on the high and hanging kicks from either side. Passing to the right. Man who scored 2 tries last weekend, Sima Mane against St. Charles, to get Maritzburg's 2018 rugby season off to a positive start. Collier, they'll look to his boot again to dictate this match. trying to find that same touchline. Taylor had to work hard. He's been scragged. Wonderful tackle. Really putting the pressure on was Ace Zvandazira. Glenwood have managed to retain. However, they are under pressure inside of their own 22. Looks like a box kick is being set up by Hendrickse. Oh, it's been fumbled by the captain, but it's been called backwards for Kunu. Down on the halfway line. Good tackle, and Maritzburg have managed to retain this. Collier thinking about spreading it down the back line, but they didn't have enough numbers. That kick is too long. Out on the full. Things are not going the way of Maritzburg College thus far in this half.
The decision making was not bad. It's just the execution of the kick. Glenwood a tendency of using up the open side winger really high, and the fullback has to cover the whole backfield, and that way there is space there. It's just a matter of making sure that the ball can hit the ground. So can't blame them for the vision, execution.
This is Ronald Lefevre. It's a great line out again. Glenwood really starting to find their feet as the match goes on, shaking off the rest of the off-season. And Conan Lefleur, once again, he's been out of luck all half long. Once again, the receipt not going his way. This time he couldn't hold on to it. On the previous occasions, has been forward passes that have taken tries away from him. That's the man in picture. Stocky, squat man of a number 13, puts in big hits. Lit up the Craven week.
He's stolid. Just his hands are letting him down at the moment. Maybe trying to have a much softer hands. Fingers is the key, not the palm.
Oh, no doubt he's going to start getting his hands on the ball soon. Conan Lefleur.
Bind! Sit!
Simamane waiting for it at the back. Maritzburg have sorted out the scrum problem somewhat, but they were traveling backwards just as I said that. And cutting the line now, running at the Glenwood back line. Finally, they haven't given themselves enough opportunity to do just that. Getting tackled is Nzimande. Over the ball is Lefleur. Being told to take his hands off of that one. And he has obliged. Simamane running back into the contact is Ethan Hodgson. He played in the first 15 last year, so he's got the experience that this Maritzburg College side so desperately needs in their first team. Simamane thought he saw a gap, tried to pick and go. Just about a meter gained.
Well, they have to manage this. They don't have a scrum half, so it's up to the forwards to get them some go-forward ball.
That's just what they look to do. Wandile Hlope, a man who represented KwaZulu-Natal at the Grand Coma week. One of the players for the future for Maritzburg.
Leave it, leave it, leave it.
Simamane with the box kick this time. He gets a great deal of distance on it compared to his last effort, but it has fallen directly to Reinhard Jonker. Under no pressure, he gives it off to Jonas. That one's rolling a touch long. Will go over the try line, but not the dead ball line. And Maritzburg College will be forced to press this inside of their own dead ball area. And the time is running down in this first half. 5 points to 13, 8 points separating the teams. Glenwood will feel like they should have more points on the board, and Maritzburg really need to find a way to get out of their own half and start playing the game of rugby, really, because they've been restricted heavily in this first half thus far.
Wait.
Collier, his boot has been employed on many occasions from kickoffs 22 meters and kicking from open play with mixed results thus far. Great dummy, getting himself a few more meters. Sianda Tlele, yet another of the Craven Week players for Glenwood. Ruan Olafia, another of that number. Taking them effortlessly towards the 22-meter line of Maritzburg. The defense keeps collapsing and offering Glenwood opportunities to cross the gain line. Hendrickse. Tlele. There's not much to him, a slight man, but he's cutting through the gaps there. Maritzburg need to get more aggressive on the tackle. Short ball to the man who replaced the captain. It's number 20, Freddy Slabber. Hendrickse. To the blind side, Jonker, and it's Conan Lefleur this time. He's got time for the goose. He's over in the corner. He's finally got his hands on one, and he celebrates a try.
Well, he's looking, he was actually giving it away that it's a forward pass, but the referee's happy with it. Damien Farnack. Yonka really marshalling the side.
Yes, but you guys are
He
not
looks the
releasing tackler.
talent.
Tackling is to release
His
first.
dad must be proud.
Tackler is
I
first as
know
well.
he's here. I saw him earlier on. Look at the step from Glenwood. It's not about how big you are, it's about how nimble you can use your feet and get yourself into space instead of running into shoulders. That pass, masterful. Gone in the floor. It's the cheeky little goose step
You're right there on the
to
mark.
finish it off. It's good work from Glenwood, really capitalizing every time they get into the 22 of college and coming off with points, either with the penalties or the try. And try has been the name of the game now.
It's a try which spells trouble for Maritzburg. They've allowed a 13-point gap to get between the two teams before this kick from Jaden Hendrickson. Hendrickson, much more difficult this time, but no problem for the youngster. He puts over yet another kick. Great performance so far from the number 9 from Glenwood.
Hendrickson getting the ball out. Look at what Yonka does. Squares that up and then lets it rip to the man. Kept his width onto the touchline. Conan Lefleur, good ball positioning and getting themselves over the try line.
Don't forget the goose step there, Klubane.
Oh no, there's nothing to talk about. It was not effective.
The king of the goose, Klubane Momo has spoken.
Oh, David Campese.
True, true. Back to the rugby now and cutting the line, growing in confidence. That pass appeared to be clearly forward. Slubbert is still charging away, no call. It's on the outside for Klele. Klele looking to cut inside. Great covering defense from Ace van der Ziva.
Oh man, you have to appreciate the honesty of the young players here. Every time there's a slightly forward, they're the ones who stop themselves, and then it's all about playing to the whistle.
You happy with the tackle?
Slavitt got him through there. He's looking to link up with Taylor on the outside, and he does find him. Look at the step. Steps himself off the ground, though.
Okay, that's half
It's a
time.
pity.
Ball's in touch.
Should have backed his speed.
Okay. Okay, so the one.
Great work
Just before
from
the break, yeah, forward.
Glenwood.
Okay.
Those are the wet underfoot conditions we were speaking of.
We'll just keep second.
Seeing Klele slipping on the touchline. If you're wondering what has happened, the halftime whistle has been blown. Conan Lefleur scoring the final try of the first half, a half which Glenwood grew into as time went by. And they are dominating the home team of Maritzburg College, leading by 15 points. It's Glenwood 20, Maritzburg 5.